Okay, back to where we left off. Catra and Ruber versus the three-headed serpent. So we see, yeah, Catra and Ruber are heading towards the lair of Koche the Deathless to see if that sorcerer can help them to fight against Horde Prime. Until they're spotted by the three-headed serpent. Sure it's not a three-headed dragon? I have not seen that movie the Three-Headed Serpent's from, but I think it's an owner of that sorcerer. What that sorcerer is, what I got from Darth Warlick, is the Jafar of Soyuzmultfilm Villains, or the Soyuzmultfilm. Oh, he's got a crossbow. Ouch! Right through the neck. One of their necks. Yeesh. Well, looks like that dragon's okay. Just knock him down like, hey boss, he's right over there. I know that, you idiot. Boing. Just thought it looks like what that footage looked like. Oh, poor Catra. Now Ruber's coming to the rescue and charge! Choppy choppy! Seriously, did you not notice how he went all charge and then cuts to him like choppy choppy? Like he's calm. So Ruber and Catra wins. Next fight, Bluto versus Shepherdlock. This is the most entertaining one. Plus, this was idea by me. Yeah, this was my idea. I suggested him. Bluto versus Shepherdlock. Or I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. She's the old lady villain of Chipurashka. If you got this on the video. So Bluto robs a whole bananas from a banana shop. And he goes back to Yosemite Sam. And of all the things he has to steal, why bananas? It's kind of a petty crime, don't you think? Then Bluto runs into the old lady Shepherdlock. What I get is that I kind of think she's the Pete of Soyuzmultfilm. Mainly because, well, about time we got ladies who can be Pete of all things. It's like the most entertaining but funniest fight ever. Even Mira Forte likes this fight. You know, the same guy who did Worst Heroes of Villains War ever. Splash water on the... Why you... When I think it's a ferret comes out. What? Huh. For an old lady, she can give a powerful kick. Boing! But did that pebble just turn into a coconut? I'm just asking. Oh, Bluto, did you have to commit elderly abuse? First there's child abuse, now there's elderly abuse. What other abuse do you want to show, dude? Oh dear. And now she's gonna run away, run away. I would have thought Bluto would have chased her. But she managed to get away. Okay. Bluto wins the next fight. Duncan versus Carabas. Made by Zavario Gamba. There's Varric. I just love this villain. So Varric finds out that Duncan is in Russia. And he offers him a deal. Hold on. How did it go again? Signed a contract with him to eliminate one of the most dangerous criminals wanted by Oliver Cromwell. Is Varric trying to join Oliver Cromwell? But in return, he can give Duncan a house to live in for him and his dog and his girlfriend. That's Varric for you, always giving you the deals. I just love this guy so much. If you've seen The Legend of Korra, you know why. Why me and Zavio love this guy. Even History Buff love this guy. He's entertaining. Carabas, I get he's like the actual villainous fire eater from Pinocchio. Or the Puppet Master. Even though the Puppet Master in the original Pinocchio novel was not a villain, but just a jerk at heart, who gave Pinocchio coins for his papa. But in Buratino and in the Disney version, he's a villain. Huh. What is it with... Was that a moose head? Huh. Makes you wonder, what is it with people making the puppet master the villain for Pinocchio? I know he was kind of kind of horrible to Pinocchio, but he wasn't that horrible. Ouch! Oh, right in the booty! That's embarrassing. You. Give him one heck of a punch. Wait, they're fighting during the rain, huh? And he's killing him, and somehow bananas are on it. Did Carabas just carry around bananas? Yeesh! Duncan wins. Braun is kind of freaked out about this. Next fight, the mouse versus the fox. So the mouse king has heard about the wolf's forest alliance, wants to join alliance until this villainous fox shows up, just wants to eat him. Interesting fight. I mean, it is kind of interesting. I mean, even though the Mouse King is not my favorite version of this villain, I'm okay with the movie version. It's fine. I just like the ballet more. But I do love the Fox. She is my favorite villain. I can see why Darth Ruler calls the Fox the Professor Radican of the Soyuzmultfilm. Huh. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And tiny drops of blood. And the Fox wins. Next fight is... The fight me, Zavrio, and Fatis kind of agree that this does not make sense. Kaldor versus the Lynch from Adventure Time. Even I had to agree with Zavrio. He should have cut it for a cutscene or a prologue or even the epilogue. We're just saying. So Kaldor hears about Kaldor making a rivalry. How'd it go again? That his forces are not enough to resist Kaldor and his allies. He orders the fairy godmother to summon the Lynch. I even point out that, hold on. Plus, Horprime promised him to have him rule by his side if he takes down Kaldor. Yeah, it just does not make sense. This is supposed to be Soyuzmultfilm Villains versus non-Disney villains. Not non-Disney Villains 2.0. Or 3.0 or 4.0 or whatever. Oh, 0.0. I think it would have been better if it was in use either the epilogue or prologue. Or in another war, but not in this war. It just doesn't make sense. And he just drops acid on his face. And he runs away. So the Lich wins. Okay, now for the epilogue. We see that Drake has recruited Nigel, who has already become the owner of... Or, wait, what? Became the new owner of the yard. Drake has recruited him for an alliance, which I'm assuming it has to do something with Boo Boo. King Boo Boo, that is. Makes me wonder, are we going to get other Rio villains? I'm just asking. Then we see, my favorite Pitch Black. Yes, he's the headmaster of both Thrax and Springtrap. And one thing is interesting is that he's turned out to be, Pitch offers the two parameters to join the alliance of his sister, Eris, the goddess of chaos. Wouldn't that make Pitch Black more the god of nightmares instead of the Nightmare King? Doesn't that title belong to Phobiter? If you don't know who that is, I'll leave the link down below. You know, to get rid of her longtime rival, the Snow Queen. Thrax at first was not interested, but he tells him that Microbos is in the Snow Queen's alliance. Like, okay, I'm in. As long as there's gonna be sexy ladies around. What else can you think? Thrax is like the old bad boy type. I think it's cool that Pitch Black's alliance is not just its own alliance, but also an Eris' alliance. Then we see Zygmunt's uncle realize that it's not enough to take down Oliver Cromwell's army. Runs into these villains from Prince Vladimir. So he decides to lure Pishin army to the side of the Polish army, led by Kuria and Krivsha. Oh yeah, Krivsha. He's basically a false prophet or false priest. He just wants power all to himself. That's basically what he is. Yeah, but he could turn into a bear if you saw that in the commentary, or just saw the war of Disney villains versus Soyuzmultfilm Villains. But in return of their services, he'll promise them a huge amount of money. Plus, he's supposed to be like the chief elder to the, a chief priest. Actually, he's supposed to be a priest to Perun, who was like the Slavic god of thunder. But he's just a liar. That's what he is. Okay, then we see Hordak, who is still wounded after acid on his face, with Catra and Ruber arrive to Kojay the Deathless. I think the reaction of their faces with Kaldor being hurt after his acid on the face. I think she's just worried for someone who she knows from her childhood. I mean, wouldn't you guys do that? I guess he's asking him for, like, a power that can heal him. But I think he's going to turn him into what we all know is Skeletor. Look at her reaction. She's so worried for him. And he's going to give him a power boost. And Ruber, I think his reaction is, will you just hurry it up and cure him with your magic? And Kojay bringing his powers. And Ruber's like, oh, finally! And now Kaldor is no more. Rise, Skeletor! I just thought that might be what he's saying. It's like, Hordak? And, yeah, that shocks them, and she's just terrified. Ruber's like, I like the new look. And then we see, after the three-headed serpent has been killed, we see the sorcerer has survived. Was he inside of it? There's that sorcerer I was telling you guys about. Then he gets like a vision that his brother Carabas, interesting that he's his brother, was killed by Duncan. And now he wants to avenge the death of his own brother. Plus, he got recruited the Fox and the Cat. So, that was Soyuzmultfilm versus non-Disney Villains, round 3. Pretty good. It's a pretty good round, and see you guys in the next part. See you in the next video.